What da Cymarshall law he come from over again and he. Welcome back to the Cymarshall Law Show, where we stay true to ourselves and never ever conform. Welcome back to the show. I hope you guys are in the best of spirits. If not, by the end of the episode, we're going to get you closer to that spot where you need to be for the rest of the day to enlighten the world with the rest of your beauty, because that's what we need. My name is Cymarshall Law, as said, and today's show is episode 180. It's based off of law number 50 in my book, and that law is never let an asshole dictate your happiness. So, the show is called The Art of Unbothered. I thought about that title and I was like, yeah, that's universal, because everybody needs to have that thing in them that enables them to skip past the BS that's trying to take them down, because I swear every day is something new, and we have to be resilient. We have to have our wits about us. We have to be ready, because life just doesn't stop coming, and because life doesn't stop coming, that means you're going to have to be on your A game at all times, or else something is going to try to drag you down. In a world brimming with chaos, where opinions fly recklessly like arrows and negativity slithers through conversations like poison, there exists a secret weapon, a mindset so powerful, so liberating, it can shield you from every toxic word. Imagine, every energy draining interaction, every person who tries to disturb your peace. Today, we're gonna unlock that power. Yeah, that's what we're doing here today on Cymarshall, on the Cymarshall Law Show. So this episode is built on Law 50, as I said, and it sounds simple, but how many times have you let someone's bitterness seep into your joy? How often have you altered your mood because someone else decided to radiate negativity? How many moments of peace have been hijacked by people who don't deserve even a second of your energy? We're putting an end to that today. This is your personal blueprint for mental sovereignty. The ultimate guide to reclaiming your emotional space, fortifying your joy, and severing the invisible strings that people try to pull. This isn't just about ignoring negativity. No. It's about mastering the art of detachment. Turning indifference into a superpower. And cultivating a fortress of happiness that nobody can breach. We're going deep. We're pulling back the curtain on the neuroscience of emotional resilience. How to train your brain to stop reacting to negativity. It's not easy, but I know you can do it, because there is greatness within you and you're meant to win. So you're not supposed to have this negativity trying to drag you down every minute and it working. No. The psychology of toxic people, why some individuals thrive on controlling your mood, and how to shut them down. Yeah. The freedom of true indifference. The path to never giving unworthy people access to your peace. We'll talk about why some people are wired to disturb your happiness, and why their misery should never be your burden to bear. Never. You'll learn the tactics of the most unshaken, untouchable minds. People who refuse to let external forces dictate their emotions. Because here's the truth. When you allow an energy drainer to dictate your mood, we can call them vampires. When you allow a vampire to dictate your mood, they want to suck out all your energy. You are handing over the keys to your peace, and they win. They get to control how you feel, how you move or don't move, how you exist or do not exist. But what happens when you refuse? What happens when you step into a mindset where no one has access to your joy unless you allow it? What happens when you finally realize that your happiness is your own never up for negotiation. Nah, not even Samuel L. Jackson as the negotiator is taking my peace. That's what we're unlocking today. This episode is loaded with raw truths, unapologetic mindset shifts, and the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. If you've ever found yourself emotionally hijacked by someone's negativity, you cannot afford to miss this conversation. So please, continue on, stay. If you need to, download the episode, because trust me, you need this. Cymarshall Law, we're going to do it greatly on episode 180. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to do the show differently this week. I'm not going to read out of my book first. I'm just going to kind of shoot off the hip and talk about it, about the situation at hand. But before I get into that, I do want to say the prayers, meditations, affirmations to set the tone for the day. I want to make sure you guys have the right mindset to conquer whatever comes your way today. So we're going to start off like this. Universal God, Most High, Jah! Cosmic intelligence, great architect, God, love. Thank you for allowing us to wake up today with inner peace. Thank you for our inner happiness. God, thank you for our healthy and strong brains, our healthy and strong hearts. God, thank you for all of our healthy and strong organs. God, thank you for sending people to help us out in the right ways that we need. God, thank you for supportive friends that appreciate you. Thank you for supportive family that appreciate you. God, thank you for allowing us the strength physically and emotionally and mentally to get past any adversity or any obstacle that may be in our way. God, thank you for life. God, thank you for time. God, thank you for freedom. God, thank you for abundance, affluence, prosperity. God, thank you for wealth of all kinds, not just material, but that too. God, thank you for travel. God, thank you for new opportunities. God, thank you for the togetherness of our communities. God, thank you for today. We do appreciate Universal God. We are grateful. And today is going to be a great day because we have God's favor and we are getting better every day in every way. We are all that we will be. Now let's start the show. Unshackling the mind. Think about that. Why would your mind be shackled in the first place? How do we break free from the chains of external negativity? Not even your own. Sometimes we talk about breaking free of our own mental slavery because we inflict pain on ourselves when we're thinking about something in the future or in the past over and over again, and it's just ourselves beating ourselves up. But this time we're talking about how to break free from the metaphoric chains of external negativity. All across this planet, from the crowded city streets to the quiet countryside, people carry wounds, some visible, some buried deep within. Life hands out disappointments like we're playing spades and giving you your cards. Hands out betrayals. Hands out heartbreaks without discretion. The weight of these experiences lingers, shaping our thoughts, influencing our actions, and so many of us turn to coping mechanisms. Anything to soothe the sting. Anything to create a fleeting sense of normalcy. But here is the truth. Temporary fixes fade. When the distractions vanish, when the noise quiets down, the mind is left unguarded. Like Steph Curry at 3-point line. Not a good look. And that's when it takes off. Crafting destructive stories that deepen the pain rather than heal it. Old wounds get reopened. Conversations are replayed over and over again in your head, twisted into harmful narratives. The accuser becomes the haunted. The accused becomes the condemned. And all the while, the real enemy, the unchecked emotion, continues its silent assault. It doesn't have to be this way. The war between work and home, we can talk about why we hurt the ones who love us the most. It's ironic how many of us spend the bulk of our lives in spaces where we have to be measured, composed, and professional, and not raw express. The workplace, of all places, demands our restraint. We filter our words, adjust our tone, manage our demeanor, but then we come home. And too often that home, that sacred space meant to be a refuge, becomes the battlefield where frustrations are unleashed. The people who you love most, who love us the most, who wait for us with open arms, become the unintentional targets of our pent-up stress. Words are sharper. Patience is thinner. Love is overshadowed by exhaustion. Why? Because it's easy to take for granted those who will always be there. But love should never be assumed. It should be cherished. The unfiltered anger, the careless responses, the dismissive attitudes, they leave scars, and I'm telling you this from experience. And nowhere is this more dangerous than in the hearts of children. The most vulnerable witnesses to these moments. They absorb energy like sponges, internalizing pain even when they don't understand its source. They deserve better. What would happen if, instead of unleashing our frustrations on loved ones, we brought some patience and professionalism, that same patience and professionalism we extend to strangers, into our own homes? What would happen if we treated our partners, parents, siblings, and children as the sacred beings that they truly are, rather than emotional punching bags? The shift begins with awareness. The healing begins with a choice. See, there's this cycle of misery when pain becomes a weapon instead of a lesson. There's a certain tragedy in watching people misdirect their suffering. Rather than confront the root, they find a face to blame, someone who's close enough to absorb the impact of their inner turmoil. It's an escape, a distraction, a way to momentarily ease the agony of looking inward. This avoidance, however, carries a cost, pricely. It's a cowardly act, because in choosing not to face their demons, they instead make their pain someone else's problem. We all know somebody like that. Somebody's face probably popped up in your head when I said that. And often the recipient of their misplaced anger is undeserving, unaware, unable to understand why they are suddenly burdened with another's torment. Why somehow you're the target of someone's frustration. But here's the radical truth. Healing requires accountability. It requires the courage to say, this pain is mine, and I will not pass it on. Some people are so unconscious about them passing their pain on, they have no idea what they're doing. And if they knew, they might be able to control it, but it really demands a self-exploration, the willingness to sit with discomfort, to sift through the wreckage of past wounds without projecting them onto unsuspecting souls. Those who master this break the cycle. They refuse to let their suffering create collateral damage. They own their emotions, process them, and move forward without inflicting harm on others. That right there, that's true power. Silence speaks louder than words. The unheard cries for help. Think about those. Not all suffering is loud. and not all wounds are visible. The most dangerous battles are often the ones fought in silence. If someone who once filled rooms with conversation has suddenly faded into quietness, notice it. If someone who always radiated warmth now carries a weight in their eyes, check on them. The world is full of cries disguised as stillness. The human soul, when burdened beyond what it can carry, sometimes retreats inward instead of reaching outward. And then when it does reach outward, maybe it's giving its frustration to an undeserving soul. Be the one who notices. Be the one who acts. Be the one who reminds others that they are seen, they are valued, and they are never alone. Because sometimes all it takes is one moment of kindness to break through the silence. This isn't just about self-improvement either. It's about self-liberation. It's about refusing to let past wounds dictate our present joy. It's about honoring the ones who love us, protecting the ones who need us, and healing the ones within us. This right here is a call to step up to your own emotions rather than letting them control you, to stop taking love for granted, to reject misplaced anger, to pay attention to those who go unheard. Because when we do rise, we don't just heal ourselves, we heal the world. These are the facts. My name is Cymarshall. We'll be right back after this song. Let's go. Wait. I gotta give a song a proper introduction. So this is I Am the Storm. It's off the new Cymarshall and Slimline Mother album, The Peaceful Warrior 2, Raw Self-Expression, which is out June 13th, the album. The single, however, does drop May 12th, but you're hearing it here first, the Cymarshall exclusive. Let's go.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Listen, it's the spiritual war general with golden armor. Listen here, I will disappear and I don't go for drama. It's obvious, my skin thicker than Colossus, and my tongue a gun that can blow through a hippopotamus. They want us to have a fight like Rocky and Adonis, but my G's move in silence like Giannis's. They said my fate was to elevate the earth higher, power to bring the life, shock lightning and burn fire. My circle tight, you suck if you a dum-dum. Hang around insecure people and you become one. When guys hate, I don't care if they don't speak to me, especially if we don't vibrate at the same frequency. It's best to know that I got up and I left the show when I found people resent you for wanting them to grow. And nowadays I don't really have any enemy, cause growth is not having to return your petty energy. No, bar for bar, they know some Mars are starting. Don't appreciate the ride I'm giving, I'ma park the car. On the mic, you know I kill it. Do you wanna see a body? At school, sons, I'm the rich dad like Robert Kiyosaki. On the Kawasaki, drinking sake, I can still probably write a verse. They can write a verse for first time and open a black hole. Take it back to fat gold chains and a Kango. And so you wanna know the biggest secret of the government? These niggas found my rhyme books inside the Ark of the Covenant. Contemplative warrior, I'm speaking for peace, but I'm seeing you crease, and we can fight in the Colosseums in Greece. You should be keeping your seats, cause I lost the beast of the East. They go left, right, right. I'ma keep marching on. They go left, right. Told the hurricane I am the storm. I yell left, right. I was born for receiving the light. They go left, right. For what I believe, I'm gonna fight. You enjoy the lie when it's more entertaining than the truth. Imagine this beef is really fake and these niggas is in cahoots. Damn, they claim they listen but never heard me. Please do feel what I'm saying like vibroturgy. It's true, but most of these niggas don't have a clue. Are you sneak dissing or copying everything that I do? They waiting for me to fall. If you calling for my torture, hold your breath till your face turn blue. You nightcrawler. Listen, they thought I was done. I know you was hoping, dudes were scoping, but my spirit could affect the moon's emotion. Got trash talkers, we not, but you trying to act like we in the same universe like G.I. Joe and Transformers. Revealing these fake guys with great lives, they ain't live, and that's why I won twice like Snake Eyes. Lord, I be confusing the enemy, cause a snake bites me and gets infected with positive energy. I know at night they be thinking the Lord, cause they be dissing me, then doing what they dissing me for. You game, but ironically in spiral. Cause things get taken away when you act entitled. Go live right, right. I'ma keep marching on and go live right, live right. Told the hurricane I am the storm, and yeah, live right. I was born for receiving the light and go live right. For what I believe, I'm gonna fight. Law 50. Never let an asshole dictate your happiness. One of the best things my mom ever told me was, Cymarshall, do not take someone else's problem and make it your own. Growing up, I had always been sensitive to almost everything, so when an issue would come about where I ended up feeling slighted, I struggled to let it go. I'm the type of person who obsesses with a question. Why? Well, why did they act like this? Why didn't they know it would hurt me? If they knew it would hurt me, why did they do it? I have come to understand living your best life has much to do with conserving your energy for what you deem actually necessary. You heard the saying, misery loves company. There are legions of assholes wandering the earth at this very moment looking for you to join forces with them in their quest to possess the absolute assholish ways title. Do not become a statistic. Why should you give up your own happiness when nothing was wrong with you to start with? To be happy is a blessing. Why give up your blessing for an asshole? Demons of our memory, verse 3. To calm my anxiety, I roll a spliff, while my imagination creating enemies that don't exist. Bringing home problems from work to me is insanity. I try not to take it out on my family. Everybody got a lot on their brain. When we argue in front of the kids, I feel shame. A lot of people don't deal with the pain, and they hurt looking for someone to blame. Simple and plain. Me, I'm not a specialist, but it's clear to me that some of us need a therapist. Throat chakra blocked, so we lack expressiveness. Crying for help without crying at all. Caught up in your own lives and don't see the signs. We're not psychics, so we're not reading minds. I'm just saying, if there's one love, then there's one war. We fighting together, check on the people you got love for. 1. To calm my anxiety, I roll a spliff, while my imagination creating enemies that don't exist. All over the planet, you will find people that have been slighted in one way or another. But then they take that slight and extend it by using a coping mechanism to feel okay. The issue here is when the coping mechanisms are gone, the mind runs free and makes up scenarios that cause damage to the accuser and the accused. 2. Bringing home problems from work to me is insanity. I try not to take it out on my family. Everybody got a lot on their brain. When we argue in front of the kids, I feel shame. It's strange how many of us spend most of our time at work, and there we have to be on our best behavior when speaking to owners, leads, or managers. However, when we come home to our families, far too often we allow the tensions built up from work to be released on the people we love most. Maybe out of a feeling that these family members or friends will always be there regardless of how unthoughtful we are to them. How we really feel on the inside sometimes gets displayed in the worst ways, especially when we are in front of the most influenced, our children. The children are innocent. We should protect them at all costs. A lot of people don't deal with the pain and they hurt looking for someone to blame, simple and plain. Me, I'm not a specialist, but it's clear to me that some of us need a therapist. Instead of dealing with their own inner demons, it's sad. Many people take their personal misery out on whoever is closest to them. They do this so they can place blame and not have to deal with their own issues. It is also a cowardly move, as to avoid the truth that may be hurtful to them, they would instead assign their case to someone else's face to represent their own hurt. 4. Throat chakra blocked, so we lack expressiveness, crying for help without crying at all. Caught up in your own lives, we don't see the signs. We're not psychics, and so we're not reading minds. I'm just saying, if there's one love, then there's one war. We fighting together, check on the people you got love for. Ironically, our silence can be a cry for help. If someone you know to be a talker out of nowhere has gotten suspiciously quiet, check on them.
My name is Cymarshall. We'll be right back after the song. But let me tell you how when I was in Japan, right before I did my show last week, the brother David was playing songs and he played this song and it just reminded me how much I love this album. And then I started playing it when I came back home a couple days ago. And I think this might be on my top 5 favorite hip hop songs ever. Shout out to De La Soul, because we're all trying.
Am I just another lost in the pack? We horse shack shit, laugh it off. The years just blow by. My eyes stay fixed, but the picture's kinda out of focus. I cry a lot, but admit to it. Enjoying life now, but I've been through it. Sometimes I wish that I can go back. No bills, no kids, just getting told back. I want a wife, I love women. How could I front like I don't be in love with them? A little man that I could teach. A little sand, but not the beach. I figure excess, I only bring an excessive amount of fuss. So when I'm gone, make sure the headstone reads, he did it for us. I'm like a modern day Jesus. I cherish warm thoughts like a gray goose. And float soft kisses to my baby. That day's little girl. Yeah, respect her for that. She gon' be somebody instead of somebody, baby mama. You see young minds and now I made an armor. I'm trying to pop a hole in your Yankee cap. Absorb me. The skies over your head ain't safe no more. And hip-hop ain't your home.
Nah.
And if it is, you fucking up the crib, son. You make life look like I don't wanna live one.
Yeah.
You might as well hold your breath until you die in the corner somewhere, bent over in the crevice. This God theory overcomes the worst of weathers. As long as you willing to try, you want a good start, homie. You want a good start, so get to trying. People, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Are you really ready?
We wanna be ready.
Ready for the change that may approach you? Follow down the path that you're supposed to. People, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Are you really ready to try?
We wanna try.
You know mistakes are trials that we learn from. In order to live life, you must earn one. People, are you ready?
Throughout my change to grow, some of my people got left behind. They didn't listen for the gun as I leap from off the line. 13 years deep in this marathon I'm running. Paid dues and still got bills to pay. When I came back around the way, old friends gave me dead eyes and fake smiles half wide. We were supposed to rid the world of danger. These days we not had the small talk like polite strangers. It's natural to fall off, just land close to the tree. I'll be there if they need me to be. And I know all my local shorties, cause they all know who I am. And lately wanna flip grammar instead of grams, like that's the only choice they got. They tell me how they gonna shake up the game, but came to me to see if I can give them guidance to change. Shit, y'all, I need guidance myself. And I chisel right words to make gems. Got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. And my relationship's a big question, cause my career's a clear hindrance to her progression. Said she needs a man and our kids need a father. I'm not at all ready to hear her say don't bother and break. And this I know I can't take, but C. Smith said to hold on. My brother Luck said to hold on.
Yeah.
My nigga Dave said to hold on.
Yeah.
My
Josh
nigga Mace said
told
to
him
hold on.
Yeah.
Yo, Mace,
George
we
told
need
him
to hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, y'all, we need to hold on. People, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
For what you wanna be?
We wanna be ready.
Do you wanna lose hate for love? Do you wanna see these gates above? I said, people, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
But are you willing to try?
We wanna try.
Do you really wanna carry some weight? Do you ready to design your fate?
Yeah.
People, are you ready?
Yeah. Welcome back to the Cymarshall Cymarshall Law Show. Let's get into the book and movie of the week. Let's start with the book. The book is by Tara Brach. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I don't want to jack it up, even though I already might have, but it's spelled B-R-A-C-H, Brach or Brach. The book is called Radical Acceptance, and at its core, radical acceptance is about freeing ourselves from the prison of self-judgment, shame, and resistance. Tara, a renowned psychologist and meditation teacher, introduces the idea that most of our suffering comes not from external events, but from our own inability to embrace life as it is, flaws, discomfort, and all. The book explains how from an early age we internalize the idea that we are not enough, not smart enough, not successful enough, not lovable enough. This belief keeps us chasing approval and avoiding reality, leading to emotional suffering. But what if, instead of resisting, we allowed ourselves to fully embrace life without self-punishment or fear? That's the essence of radical acceptance. Tara combines Buddhist teachings, psychological insights, and deeply personal stories to guide the readers on how to stop fighting against reality and find peace instead. Through meditation, mindfulness, and self-compassion practices, she helps people detach from harmful emotions, break free from toxic mental loops, and develop inner strength. Fun facts about the book. The concept of radical acceptance stems from Buddhist philosophy, in particular from teachings of impermanence or non-attachment. Tara has helped thousands of people, including trauma survivors, heal through mindfulness retreats and guided meditations based on this book. The book is filled with real-life stories, making it deeply relatable and easy to apply in everyday situations. And how it relates to Law 50, never let an asshole dictate your happiness. My law is about reclaiming joy, refusing external negativity, and owning your emotional space, which is precisely what radical acceptance teaches. When people throw negativity your way, dodge it. Miss that bullet. You just got to really detach from their toxic nature and remain grounded. Instead of absorbing others' emotional chaos, you learn to observe it. Accept it as it is, accept its existence, and move forward unaffected. So if you have a chance, pick up that book, Radical Acceptance, and email me and let me know what you think of it. The cymarshalllawshow@gmail.com. Another movie that we got here is called, and this is the movie of the week, it's Silver Linings Playbook, dropped in 2012. The film is an emotional masterpiece about healing, resilience, and finding light in the darkest places. It follows Pat, played by Bradley Cooper, a man struggling with bipolar disorder after a traumatic personal event. Pat is determined to rebuild his life, fix his marriage, and regain control, despite society labeling him as unstable and lost. Enter Tiffany, Jennifer Lawrence, a woman equally weighed down by her own emotional battles. The two form an unexpected friendship that evolves into something deeper. A journey of self-discovery, growth, and learning to love themselves first before seeking happiness externally. What makes the film special is its raw and honest portrayal of mental health. It doesn't sugarcoat pain or emotional struggles, but rather shows that happiness is not about perfection. It's about finding peace within imperfection. Khalil Gibran said something similar, said like, you're supposed to learn how to love an imperfect person perfectly. Fun facts about the movie. Jennifer Lawrence won an Academy Award for her role as Tiffany, making her one of the youngest winners in history. The film is based on the novel The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick, who actually grew up in New Jersey, just like your boy. It's a great book. Robert De Niro's in it. His character, Pat Sr., was inspired by real-life struggles with OCD and sports betting, making him a very relatable character to some. And how does it relate to My Law 50, Never Let an Asshole Dictate Your Happiness? Well, the Silver Linings Playbook embodies the idea that happiness is never in someone else's hands. Pat and Tiffany face judgment, rejection, and emotional wreckage, but instead of letting society dictate their worth, they reclaim their happiness on their own terms. And there you have it. Gonna end the show with an African proverb. And it goes a little something like this. When there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. The proverb speaks to inner resilience, the idea that no external force can disturb your peace unless you allow it. Just like in Law 50, it emphasizes that happiness and emotional strength come from within, not from the approval or behavior of others. The world will always have negativity, people who project their misery, individuals who try to manipulate or drain your energy. But if your mind is fortified, if you have mastered detachment, no external force can dictate your joy. So that proverb is just a reminder that our emotions are ours to control. If we stop reacting to external negativity, we take back our power. And that is freedom. My name is Cymarshall Law. This has been another episode of the Cymarshall Law Show. I love y'all. Talk soon. Peace.
So the wicked shall be like the chaff which you wind drive it away. But the righteous shall be like the tree that planted by the rivers of water. Bring forth fruit in due season, and mercy, mercy. Now for them can't sleep at night, them all a worry and fear. And to Selassie, I'm a try for disrespect. Them done get the warning, this is the check. No, you sat in my back and all a whole city wreck. Hypocritical mockers, watch all you step. Before you disrust a man, you better think and check. Oh, you fit this the high priest, Melchizedek, Selassie, I run the north, south, east and west. The Robin I'm right and the Septine I'm left. Oh, you fit this the man now when the man conquer that. The man give us life and make we can blow breath. So when you see the prophet certain talk enough for them. Don't sleep at night, them all a worry and afraid. I do Selassie, I'm a try for disrespect. Don't get the warning, this is the check. Nice and my black and all a whole sitting up for them. Don't sleep at night near them again. Get up overnight, I wash by cool sweat. All come outside, come sit down, one step. We done pan them, John, them no stop from fret. You shouldn't be spinning with the golden precept. You shouldn't be spinning with control Nazareth. Put the ark of covenant and make Babylon web. Bust up the seven seal and make Babylon fed. You see Rastaman certain talk enough for them. Can't sleep at night, them all a worry and fret. But who's the Lord say I don't try to disrespect. Them done get the warning, this is the check. Nice and my black and all a whole city, yes. I'm talking to all pagan boys and gal, and all doctors and nurses were in medical, and all teachers and all principal. No teach people them about no demonical. No teach people them about no supernatural. No antichrist and no idol. More you teach people them about them natural. Make me drop in me at it first than $10. Can't sleep at night, them all a worry and fear. I do the last time I try to disrespect. Done